Good morning. Welcome to another wonderful day of Emunah and Bitachon. What a great zechus to be able to share Emunah and Bitachon daily with the world and with people. Those that are sitting here around me, those that are sitting in Los Angeles. We have Efrat today, or yeshuos joining. We have Boca, and we have tzaddikim. Amazing, right? That's zechus. So today we're going back to the words a little bit of the Chovos Halevavos. We're going back to the Chovos Halevavos, and the Chovos Halevavos discusses about preserving one's health. In the sefer of Chovos Halevavos on page 138, he discusses what it means to preserve one's health. So he says, page 138, so too with regard to health and illness. And he says that it is incumbent upon a person to trust in the Creator regarding this matter, while at the same time maintaining your health. So bitachon, Emunah, Bitachon, Hishtadlus, the same way it applies to finances, applies to health as well. Which means you have to. There's a natural world, so you have to do your Hishtadlus to stay safe in the elements. If it's freezing cold, bundle up. If it's boiling hot, cool off. Extreme heat, extreme cold can make a person sick. A person has to make sure to do the proper Hishtadlus to be able to save oneself, which means to make sure that a person is in a zone where they're healthy. So he continues here and he says, when he has bitachon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he will heal him of his illness with or without medical means. Which means do your Hishtadlus, do what's proper, but at the same time the Bitachon and the Emunah will go ahead and allow tell Rabbi Groner that we're on. It will allow a person to tap into that Emunah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu allows us to tap into, that could heal us through the Emunah Bitachon. There's a beautiful story that I want to share with you. Beautiful story. Rabbi Brog, I think his name is Rabbi Brog. He moved to Cleveland it's going back years and years ago. And Rabbi, I think Binyamin Przansky in his new book writes the story. And the story goes is that his daughter she was young, she got very, very badly burned. And she was rushed into a burn unit in the hospital. And they come in and she's burned over a large part of her body. And the doctor comes in and very glumly says, Rabbi, I'm so sorry, but I don't think your daughter's going to live. So he said to her, Rabbi Brog says to the doctor, he says, your job is to help me heal my child, is not to tell me life and death. That's in God's hands. I believe in God, and God could heal her in no time. And you can't decide if she's going to live or die. I believe she'll live. I'm asking you to do your best and take care of her as much as possible. So notice, Emunah, Hishtadlus. Emunah, Hishtadlus. Anyway, she's there for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, and she's progressing. And the doctor comes back and says, listen, your daughter's going to need 27 skin grafts and going to need to be in the hospital for about a year. So Rabbi Brog again says to the doctor, it's not your job to tell me and to predict the length of her illness. God could heal her without skin grafts. God could take care of her in a few days, a few weeks. She doesn't have to be here a year. I'm asking you a favor to please do your best on this physical approach. And at the same time, we're going to pray and have faith. Within 3 weeks, she was discharged from the hospital. When she was discharged, and she only had one skin graft. When she was discharged, the doctor said to him, he said, Rabbi, you've taught me something that I never experienced. I've been the head of the burn unit for many years, and I've seen many cases, and you taught me something about faith and prayer that I've never known. And the doctor thanked Rabbi Brog, and he said, wow, it's unbelievable what you've trained me and taught me even as a doctor. A few weeks later, he gets a bill in the mail, and they were in transition from New York. They had moved to Cleveland, and it was right in the lapse of the two insurances when this happened. They were caught without health insurance. And they got a bill for hundreds of thousands of dollars for the hospital and for the doctor. So his wife sees the bill. His wife says to Rabbi Brog, this is, what are you going to do? He said, the same person that healed our daughter could take care of this. I'm going to go down to the hospital. Let me talk to them about it. Let me see what the story is. He makes an appointment. He goes down to the hospital. When he comes to the hospital, crazy story. He comes to the hospital. He's in the waiting room. There's a paper on the floor. And he picks up the paper, like a random printed sheet. And he picks it up. And on the paper, it goes through the responsibilities of what a patient has to pay if they're uninsured. And it goes through what percentage, what amount. Fine. He comes into the office. The woman sits behind the desk, says, Rabbi, you owe us $300,000 just for the hospital stay. We don't have the amount for the doctor. But for the hospital stay, you owe us $300,000. So he takes the paper he found on the floor and he says, gives it to the lady, and he says, does this apply to me? She looks at it, she says, yeah, it actually does. Let me make a calculation. She goes through all the calculations. She goes, according to this, you owe the hospital nothing. You owe the hospital zero. I can't say for the doctor, that's the doctor's fees could be a few $100,000, but for the hospital, according to this responsibility, and you're uninsured, you don't owe the hospital anything. He says, thank you so much. And he reaches out to the doctor. The doctor responds and says, my fees are usually astronomical. You've taught me lessons in belief of God, and due to that, I'm only charging you $600. And if you can't afford that, please disregard, and I appreciate the lesson that you taught. So saying all the story gives me the chills, just because it's basic Emunah, it's basic Bitachon, and not every story has that ending of like, okay, you saved $300,000 and your daughter got saved, but just the message of ironclad basic Emunah pshuta. He walked into the hospital with simple Emunah. He did what he had to do, right? Chovos Halevavos says, in health, a person chas v'shalom gets burned, go take care of it. Go to the doctor. But the doctor is not going to tell you how long you have to live. Hashem is in charge of that. The Eibishter is the one that's in charge, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that says live or chas v'shalom not. Heal or chas v'shalom not. Money or the opposite, chas v'shalom. Our job, what we're in charge of is ourselves, our heart, our mind. We could say we believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We believe in your Rabbi Shalom. You could do anything. We're going to do the proper Hishtadlus to make money. We're going to do the proper Hishtadlus to get healthy. Do that. Take care of your health. Take care of your money. Do the proper things. But then realize it's all Rabbi Shalom. I wish you a day full of Emunah, Bitachon, health, finances, and everything. Have a wonderful day.